All right, guys, Emon here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So, today I want to talk about injuries and how they make you feel extremely vulnerable. Now, I almost titled this video, Do Injuries Make You Less of a Man? Maybe that will rustle some feathers, but what I mean is, for me personally, I'm talking about injuries a little more recently because I've just had ACL surgery. I'm less than a week out post-surgery, and I've injured myself. I've injured my knee, particularly over the last couple of years, a few times. And when you're a man who trains regularly, and it's his job, like myself, to keep other people fit. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a men's coach as well, and I do a lot of heavy lifting. I do a lot of jiu-jitsu, and I do a little bit of MMA. And when you're injured, your whole world basically gets turned upside down, right? And to add to that, I'm a father of two. We had a 2.5-year-old boy and a 5-month-old baby girl. And when I'm injured, like I am right now, and I'm supposed to be resting on the couch with my leg up and trying not to be standing too often, and my wife is looking after 2 kids plus me, dinner, bed, bath, all that stuff, you don't feel like the man you used to, and it fucks with you. It actually fucks with your mental health. So before I get into my experience, please comment below. Like, have you dealt with injuries and it affecting your mental health? I want to give a little bit of a story of one of my old clients, Matt, who went on he was one of the first optimized men years and years ago through COVID. And he was a very high level soccer player in his teens and early 20s, and he had a lot of potential, right? And he ended up injuring himself, and the injuries kind of brought his whole career to a standstill. And when your identity is wrapped up in you being that type of person, if it's the athletic guy in school who becomes who's got potential to be the professional, sport player, footy player, soccer player, and that is brought to an end, it can be very detrimental. Your identity is wrapped up in your physicality and who you are, and if you don't have anything else that is keeping you, stable, or a side hobby or a hustle, then it can be really dangerous. It can cause men and women, of course, but I talk to men basically because they're my clients. It can mess with your mental health so much to the point of being suicidal. And for me personally, obviously I'm not suicidal, but Jesus Christ, like, I am sifting through old jiu-jitsu footage of me training aggressively and hard with my coaches and my mates, and I want to be back there, and I know I can't be. And some days I'm sitting on the couch and I feel like shit. I feel so vulnerable. And you're going to feel more, I think if you're more of a physical man who knows how to fight and you train jiu-jitsu, MMA, you're lifting weights regularly and you rely on your strength a lot, maybe this is going to hurt you more, and you're going to feel more vulnerable than you would if you're a man who plays video games all day, doesn't work out, eats shit food, and is, in my opinion, not a real man, or is, an excuse for a man, because you're probably making excuses if that's your life. Sorry to offend you, but, reach out to me if you want some coaching. You're going to feel more vulnerable because those things in your life are taken away. And it's okay. You want to feel shit, that's great. The main thing is, and I'm sure men listening to this, if you've been in these situations, is, yes, understand where you're at, but there is always going to be something that you can do that is going to give you a taste of your old self and get you back on track to becoming that person again, or even more improved. And especially for injury is a great time to reflect and know, to slow things down and reflect on where you've been and how you were in the past. And for me personally, I really love and feel confident in my own body and skin when I'm lean and I'm shredded. That's where I feel my most confident. And I've wanted to get back there, particularly over the last few months. However, the injury for me personally, has been the excuse. I'm not going to say I couldn't do it. I should have and I could have, but I want to get back to where I was, 3, 4, 5 months. Sorry, it would be 4 to 5 months ago, just before I injured myself. And that's my goal, to get back there. So what I can work on for me now to becoming that version of myself is, obviously I'm not really training legs. I'm doing a lot of single leg stuff with my left leg, and then I've got my rehab exercises for my knee. I'm doing bench press, so I'm doing chin-ups, I'm doing dips, I'm doing seated overhead press, bicep curls. I'm doing a lot of bodybuilding exercises. And this gives me confidence and keeps me sane, knowing that I will be getting strong with my leg and I will be back to where I was. And it might be 12 months until I'm doing jiu-jitsu properly again, but I'm willing to put that time in, and I'm going to get as strong and as lean as I can. I'm going to get my upper body looking super, built and shredded. I'm going to get my left leg training. So there's all these things you can do, right? I know you might have a busted wrist or, a broken wrist or something that's keeping you down, but you can train other parts of your body. This is just me verbalizing my experience and hopefully giving you some hope. If you are a man who's injured or is going through it right now, is do what you can to make yourself feel better. There's always going to be something you can do, okay? And for me, it's training the upper body, bodybuilding style, working on my flexibility, rehab exercises, being lean again, so focusing on the lean cuts of meat and not overeating at night. I had a week the last week of just eating what I wanted post-surgery. I just kind of indulged, but now I'm back on the horse and I'm training regularly and I'm feeling good. So there's always something you can do. And yes, injuries are going to make you feel vulnerable and even less of a man if you are someone who is extremely physical. You will. It's just the truth about it. When you're an injured person who is used to being like a warrior, or you're an injured man who is used to training regularly and being strong, and your leg or a limb is taken away from you, you were probably dead if that was you thousands of years ago, right? When we were hunter-gatherers. So I reckon injuries have a little bit of they remind you of your vulnerability. And we're lucky now that we're not I don't have to go and hunt my own food, because I'm not hunting much right now with a busted knee, right? I've got a loving wife. We live in this society that allows us to buy food from the local butcher and the greengrocer. So thank yourself for being in this world in this present day. But what can you do to be better? You can still train even when you're injured. You can still eat healthy. You can still read the books on philosophy or mindset, okay? You can become a sharp, hard, strong, but delicate man, okay? There's all these things that we can still do. Look, if you're after coaching, I do coaching for men who want to lose fat, who want to drop body fat, get strong, become a better version of themselves. I've got my free fat loss guide below. Download that in the description. And if you want to book a call with me with the link in the description. I'd love to have a chat. That's completely free. I'd just love to get to know you. If you've got any questions, please book a call or leave them in the comment section. Maybe this video has brought some value and some inspiration to you. Let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff, guys. Have an excellent day. And remember, if you're injured, it's not the end of the world. Let's get strong where we can, and let's do what we can. All right, men. Peace.